I never thought I'd share this story. At the time, it didn't feel like horror, it felt like a strange, confusing experience. Looking back now, though, it's probably the closest I've ever come to feeling truly watched. It happened last year. My train was delayed late at night, my phone battery was low, and I didn't want to drive home exhausted. The first place I found along the road was a small hotel called the Marowak Hotel. The name stuck with me because it sounded older than the building itself. The hotel looked normal, maybe even comforting, but something about it didn't sit right with me, an odd combination of familiarity and wrongness. Inside, the lobby was quiet but not empty. The lights flickered slightly, and the faint smell of cleaner mixed with dust filled the air. A man in a brown uniform smiled at me, a little too quickly, and asked if I needed a room. I told him one night would be enough. He typed my details slowly, paused, then handed me a key card. 4th floor. Room 418, he said. I repeated the number back. He confirmed it calmly, almost like he expected me to question it. The elevator was small, its metal walls scratched and dull. The buttons only went up to 4. I pressed 4 and leaned back. Midway, it jolted slightly, enough to make my stomach drop, then corrected itself. When the doors opened, I stepped into the 4th floor hallway. It stretched longer than it should have, dimly lit, carpet-worn, with a faint sour smell. My footsteps sounded muffled, as if absorbed by the floor. I walked slowly, noticing the room numbers skip. 401, 402, 403, then 410. Number 404, number 405. At the far end was 418. The door looked ordinary, but the number wasn't mounted, it was carved into the wood. I paused for a moment, then slid the key card. The door opened silently, the room appeared normal. Bed, desk, TV, mirror. But the air was cold, not enough to freeze me, just enough to make me uncomfortable, like the room wasn't meant to be occupied. When I set my bag down and sat on the bed, it creaked. A moment later, it creaked again, even though I hadn't moved. I froze, listening. Nothing. I shook it off and tried to sleep. I woke suddenly at 2:17 a.m. There was no noise, no dream, just a strong feeling that I shouldn't be asleep. The TV turned on by itself. Static filled the screen, then white letters appeared slowly, you noticed it too. I unplugged it immediately, my heart racing. I picked up the phone and called the front desk. A woman answered. I told her what had happened and mentioned I was in room 418. She asked me to repeat the number. When I did, her voice lowered. Is the number on your door changing? She asked. My stomach dropped. She told me to leave immediately and not look back. The line went dead. I ran to the door and tried the handle. It turned, but the door didn't open. I looked at the number, it slowly changed. 418 became 417. Then 416. The lights flickered. A faint mist seemed to settle in the hallway, adding to the unease. Then I saw it. In the mirror, behind me, stood someone who looked like me, but wrong. Older, tired, with a face that was mine yet not mine. His lips moved before mine did, whispering, I stayed one night, just like you. The room doesn't trap guests. It just replaces them. I don't remember how I got out, but I woke on the floor the next morning. The door number read 417. The hallway was normal again. I left immediately. At the front desk, the man from before stopped me. I said I was checking out and mentioned room 418. He didn't flinch. 417, he corrected. My receipt confirmed it. 2 nights. Room 417. At the bottom, barely visible, a line was printed, previous occupant successfully checked out. I've tried to find Marowak Hotel online since then. Floor plans, reviews, even photos, nothing mentions room 418. But sometimes, late at night, I see a review that vanishes within hours. It always says the same thing, a room that didn't exist on any map, staff that denied it, and a sense that something in their life was already occupied when they returned. I'm sharing this now because if you ever check into a hotel and a room number feels slightly off, or a hallway seems unnaturally long, trust that feeling. And if a room doesn't appear on any map, leave before you sleep. The Marowak Hotel doesn't just host guests, it decides who belongs. If you stay the night, you may not leave the same.